pictures of Liam Delap doing the rounds over the weekend. Social media apparently at Portman Road. You've been doing a bit of digging. Another link to metal detecting, and you can bring us an update on that. Tell us about this.
Well played, sir. Some excellent segues in there. I've got to really concentrate on calling him Liam and not Rory. That is very much stuck in my mind. Not the long throw specialist of Stoke and Republic of Ireland. It's the son of Liam Delap, Manchester City starlet. Quite a bit of excitement around him when he first burst on the scene. A couple of sub appearances in the Premier League and another in the Champions League as a teenager. And he spent the last 2 seasons out on loan in the Championship. Stoke and Preston, I think it was in that order, was maybe slightly underwhelming if you go sort of judge it just on the numbers alone, but kicked on a bit for Hull last season. We're going to be talking quite a lot about Hull, spoiler alert, in this podcast, but clearly someone that Kieran McKenna likes, as we've seen with some of his pursuits of other players. When he likes someone, he's like a dog with a bone. If it doesn't happen in one transfer window, he goes for another. And it did stick in my mind that he got a bit of a name check ahead of the game against Hull. The first game against Hull, when Ipswich won 3-0 back last October. That was the night when Ed Sheeran was in the dressing room afterwards. But it was the first time that we'd seen George Edmondson kind of parachuted into the team, which happened on a few occasions throughout the season. And it was asked, is there an injury to Burgess? No. It was personal choice because Liam Delap is one of the most powerful runners in the league, and we felt we needed someone sort of athletic to deal with him that night. And whenever a player gets name checked like that from Kieran McKenna, always kind of sticks in my mind. And I felt he'd be one that Ipswich would look at, and he is one that they're looking at. But still a bit of work to do on that. He's been pictured at Portman Road last Thursday by an eagle-eyed fan. That did the rounds on social media. From what I understand, the talks have started quite early in the summer, sort of via virtual chats like this. He's now come to have a look around the club, which is not uncommon. This probably happens up and down the country all the time. Players hopefully quietly, going and having a little look around a prospective new club, just to get a feel for the place. So a bit of persuading to be done on Ipswich's point of view at the moment. This will be a big move for him, particularly if it's a permanent one, leaving Manchester City, his boyhood club. He'll be making sure that he makes the right step, the correct one for him. So, game time, his role in the team, how ambitious the club is. There's a bit of a sell probably from Ipswich's point of view. And as we know, there's a lot of good stuff to be sold.
Yeah. So just in terms of him, Stewie, he's 21 years old, so a very good age. Under contract, I think I read in your piece till 2026. Is there going to be a lot of interest, do you think, in him from other clubs as well? You'd imagine so.
Yeah, I mean, Hull would love to have him back. I think that's been made pretty clear. But obviously, a change of manager there with Liam Rizzini, a bit of a surprise exit towards the back end of last season. Various other players leaving the club as well, so maybe a bit of uncertainty around him going back there. I think the biggest thing for him will be sort of regular game time at this stage of his career. 21. So that will probably be his first question. Where do you see me playing? He's someone that can play as the central striker or wide right, played a mixture of that for Hull last season. Where does he fit in? He's just seen Ipswich spend £18 million to bring Amari Hutchinson back, who a lot of his game time was wide right. So unlikely that he'd come in and be the starting striker, you would have thought. So that would probably be the biggest thing that he's asking about is, where am I going to play? How often am I going to play? I would imagine the reply will be, I like versatile players. He'd probably use Amari as an example of, someone who'd played different roles last season, how the door can quickly open with the George Hurst injury that happened on Boxing Day, and the role that subs have to play as well, and how it's a squad game here genuinely at Portman Road. And, that won't take much evidence to be shown in terms of what happened at Ipswich last season in terms of the role of the squad as well. So I'm sure there will be interest elsewhere. Whether there'll be significant Premier League interest, I'm not sure, given his kind of career to date that I've just outlined. So Ipswich can obviously offer Premier League football, but in the back of some of these players' minds, is it going to be a 1 year only in the Premier League for Ipswich? Will they go straight back down? Where does that leave them? in terms of wages and things like that. So all of those things going into the melting pot at the moment for that decision, I think.